Her fans call her the Taylor Swift of ballet.
What's up, feel?
Feels good to me.
Tiler Peck is one of the longest tenured prima ballerinas at New York City Ballet.
It's funny, my preparation always stays the same. I always bang my shoes in that same spot. I like to get ready 2 hours before I'm gonna be on stage. I mean, I can't really start in the ceremony, right?
Twice she has had injuries that almost ended her career. But at 36, an age when many ballerinas choose to retire, Tiler is still leading the show.
I think the most difficult thing about being a principal dancer is the pressure that we put on ourselves. I'm expected to dance at the top level, and I know whatever level I dance at sets the tone of the ballet.
So what does it take to become a principal dancer at America's largest dance organization? And how has Tiler kept her career going for so long despite multiple setbacks?
Everybody's always like, your musicality, but it's just something I think that was really ingrained in me since I was a child. When I was 8 years old, I'd have the feeling of somebody in their 20s. I could really feel the music.
You can find many dancers that have tremendous technique, but not a lot of musicality, and it's sort of like, oh, that was really good, but it's forgettable. But when you have that combination of technique and musicality, it's amazing, and she has that.
To this day, Tiler's musicality is what makes her stand out in principal roles.
Nice.
We met her when she was rehearsing for her starring run as the Sugar Plum Fairy in The Nutcracker.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful.
The fit.
Yeah, you just squeeze. Yeah.
It's a very difficult part of it. It's probably the biggest climax of the evening, right? That music, that choreography is incredible.
Tiler has to embody perfection. The steps require control, balance, and precision. And she's expected to make it all look effortless. Tiler has dreamt of performing it since she was 11.
My dad bought us tickets to see the New York City Ballet do the Nutcracker, and I thought it was the best thing I'd ever seen. And I said to him, Daddy, I'm gonna dance on that stage someday.
1 year later, Tiler joined New York City Ballet's official training academy. At 15, she earned an apprenticeship with the company.
Which isn't really that normal. I didn't even really know what I had gotten into. I just thought, oh my gosh, I get to dance every night for a living.
Nowadays, you need to be at least 18 to join the company. But at that age, Tiler was already rehearsing principal parts. That's also when she suffered her first major injury, a lower back stress fracture just as she was about to level up to soloist.
I had to go into the office, and I remember a little tear coming down and having to say I'm injured, I'm gonna have to be out for a little bit. And he was like, well, if you hear that you're promoted, will you stop crying?
Her recovery prevented her from dancing for 6 months. When she returned, she was cast as the Sugar Plum Fairy for the first time, making her one of the youngest to perform this role with the company. The following year, she was named a principal.
I think I remember calling my mom, Mom, you're never gonna believe it. I was just promoted to principal dancer. And I don't even know if I did get to celebrate. I probably had the show that night.
I mean, she was definitely promoted quick, but her talent is massive.
For a few years, it seemed Tiler was unstoppable. She starred in iconic ballets like The Sleeping Beauty, Theme and Variations, and Swan Lake. But in 2019, Tiler's career was nearly cut short once again by a herniated disc in her neck.
It was really, really intense. I was told by 6 doctors that I would never dance again, and that if I didn't get this surgery, I could be paralyzed.
One UK study found that 8 in 10 professional dancers suffer at least one injury a year. In Tiler's case, the herniated disc was so painful, she couldn't even move her head.
When they happen, you think the world is ending and you can't dance, so it's like, what do I do with my time?
Tiler wanted to avoid surgery at all costs.
I know I'm not going to be able to dance forever, but I want to be the one to decide that. I didn't want like a physical injury to be the deciding factor for me.
So she decided to try recovering on her own through physical therapy and rest.
When it would start acting up, I was told just to lay on my back, make sure my head was in a good position, and just take like really deep breaths so that I could kind of calm my whole nervous system down, because so much of the physical body is related to the headspace.
It took Tiler 8 months to lift her arm to shoulder height. But eventually, the herniated disc healed.
I didn't get the surgery, and I've been dancing for 4 years since then.
I sometimes think back of that time where she had restrictions, and it's like, wow, look at her now. She learned so much about her body, and it made her incredibly stronger.
At her busiest, Tiler spends 40 hours a week on her toes. She's been called the ballerina who can stop time with her musicality, a seamless blend of rhythm and emotion. You can see this in the way she punctuates her movements, timed perfectly to accents in the music. Like here, 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 and here. Dancers with strong musicality know when to stay on beat and when to go off it. They can also communicate emotions through movement. Like with an arabesque, they can convey passion, longing, or excitement.
You have to have that thing that almost somebody can't teach, which is, can you translate to the audience? Do they feel something when you're dancing?
Tiler's musicality has landed her featured roles in 111 ballets, more than any of her peers at the company. She shared much of this journey with her husband, Roman Mejia, who's also a principal and often shares the stage with her.
We hear the music the same way, so it's very pleasant and really nice to dance with her.
He's very patient, because normally the ballerinas are a little bit more difficult. And if I get a little like, something's not going right, then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's fine, it'll be fine tomorrow. And I'm like, you're right.
Yeah, it's usually okay.
Yeah.
They've been dancing together for 8 years, and they often bring work home with them.
I'll be like, wait, can we get up and try something? We've done lots of things in the living room, worked out things.
Tiler regularly shares moments like these on TikTok and Instagram, where she's built a combined following of nearly 800,000.
Inside a box.
She collaborates with brands, celebrities, and fellow artists to supplement her income.
Sadly, I feel like we are professional athletes, just the money is definitely not the same, and it's not setting us up for the rest of our lives. We definitely do it because we love it.
Sustaining a ballet career in one of the most expensive cities in the world can be a challenge. Tiler didn't tell us exactly how much she makes, but the minimum salary for a principal dancer at New York City Ballet is about $105,000 a year. For core members, it's less than half that.
I've just had to focus on other loves of mine to help me be able to really live in New York realistically. I have a leotard line with So Danza. We created that backpack. I wrote 2 books.
And she has a third coming out in October.
So we go 7, 8 low.
Tiler has also been branching out into choreography lately.
5 and 6 and 7. Cross the leg and arabesque. 1, 2, and 3. Yes.
She has a dance studio, my mother, and she always had me choreograph for her students. I just never felt like I could do it at a professional level.
When Tiler debuted Concerto for 2 Pianos, she became one of only 25 women to have choreographed for New York City Ballet.
I was very impressed how she handled the pressure, because it's very different when you're all of a sudden in front of the room and you have all these dancers and you have to come up with all this choreography, and she made a beautiful ballet.
Ba, ba, da, da. That's fine.
Tiler is the only female principal at the company who both choreographs and dances.
I can't really say which I love more. Being a dancer is amazing because you get to bring other people's ideas to life. And when they're made on you, it feels like a glove. When you get to choreograph, you get to have your ideas put on somebody else, and then they get to bring it to life.
Choreography is also a way for Tyler to prepare for the future when she's no longer performing. But for now, she has no plans of slowing down. And that's evident from the number of pointe shoes she has at home.
I live more in pointe shoes than I do actual street shoes. My street shoes are used just to walk to rehearsal and the theater and back home. All of that is pointe shoes. That one has a lot, and then there's random shoes. I probably have hundreds of shoes here.
Ever since her first injury, she's worn a different size on each foot.
So this is a 5 on my left foot. And then I wear like a 4.5 heel pin, which is a little bit more than a 4.5 on my right. And then when it comes to show day, the night before, I always pick them out and I sew them, and then I wear them for class, set them aside, and that's my shoe for that evening. This is my pre-performance lunch. I don't change it up. I'm kind of superstitious when it comes to that. Peanut butter just feels like a great amount of protein, but also not something that's gonna like fill me up too much, because once I go on stage, I'm gonna be in like a tight costume, and then I always add a banana so that I can have, you know, some potassium, because that's good for like cramping. My favorite question is like when somebody sees me and they're like, "Oh, are you gonna eat that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, are you going to?" Because you can't physically do what is required of us if you're not feeling your body.
Tyler follows the same routine before every performance.
When you're doing Sugar Plum, you don't come to the second act. So I always start to get ready 2 hours before I'm gonna be on stage.
She starts by opening letters from her youngest fans.
Whoa, this one's long. Taylor Swift of ballet, I'll take that. I've had this same room since I was a principal. I got very lucky because it's the closest to the stage. There's some ballerinas banging their pointe shoes, which I will be doing shortly. Is that Roman? There's lots of cameras, just so you know.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
What's up?
There's your ticket.
Hi, baby.
Okay.
Company, this is your half-hour call until the top of Act 1. Half hour until the top of Act 1, please. Half hour. If you have not signed in yet, please come down stage right and do so as soon as you can. Thank you.
I didn't sign in. You're gonna come looking for me?
Banging pointe shoes against a wall helps soften the bottoms.
Like right underneath the shoe, there's the pleats here, and that's where like a dancer will land, and that's where I don't want to sound noisy at all. I don't like for you to hear me land at all. I think it sort of takes away the magic. And then I go and I test it on a stage. That's how I know. Make sure it sounds quiet. They always joke with me that this is like my spot. Right? This is my spot. You all know.
The show is about to start. But because Tyler doesn't make her entrance until Act 2, she still has time to get her hair done.
Who's that girl?
I brought my hairnet.
Sniper?
That good?
Mm-hmm. What's up, Phil?
Feels good to me.
Okay, baby.
Thank you, Susie. I'm gonna go back downstairs now. Hey, oh, your dewdrop? Fun.
Costumes are an art form in their own right and play a big role in bringing shows like the Nutcracker to life.
And how's that feel?
Good.
We'll just check your jewels.
Yeah.
Your straps. Okay, fine.
That's good enough.
Okay.
I'll see
See you back here.
a little bit.
Finally, Tyler preps her shoes with a dancer's secret weapon, rosin. to prevent slipping on stage.
You ready, Roman?
Yeah.
Are they called 10 yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. I never liked the one they picked. The fact that I still get to play the sugar plum, it's still like a pinch me moment. It's nice that you get to do something year after year because you kind of grow into it and find yourself doing it differently each time. The sugar plum variation feels more like just doing like class technique because it's so specific with the point work. So I like when I get to the pas de deux because then the music is grand. I love dancing with a partner. You work hard every single day in class. That's where you do the technique. That's where you work on things to then go on stage and then just dance. I just think that's a beautiful way to think about it. It's like you learn the rules to then go on stage, like that's what sets you free. Yeah, it's hard work and it takes discipline, it takes dedication, but if you love it, there's like no better feeling and not very many people get to like experience that.